He's getting tossed around like hotcakes, people. Today we're talking about the newest LA Kings goaltender, a guy whom you might recognize if you're an LA Kings fan. Today we're talking about Pheonix Copley, aka Michael Copley. I didn't realize that was his name. But Pheonix Copley is a guy pictured in an LA Kings sweater who has just gotten traded over to the LA Kings. And take a look at this. It's a trade that we have by the LA Kings PR team on Twitter. The Kings have acquired goaltender Pheonix Copley from the Tampa Bay Lightning in exchange for future considerations. Additionally, goaltender Erik Portillo has been loaned to the Ontario Reign, the Kings' American Hockey League affiliate. Now, here's the thing. I did see some people responding to this trade saying, hey, wait a minute, wasn't Pheonix Copley already in LA? What do you mean he was on Tampa Bay? What happened there? And yeah, that's true. That's why a lot of people are going to go out there and be confused. This guy's picture is of him in an LA sweater already. He played a bunch for the Kings last year and the years before that. But this year, he ended up going over to Tampa Bay. How? Well, it's because he was claimed off of waivers by the Lightning earlier in the preseason. This is what happened earlier this year, and the press release is from October 2nd, so literally 2 weeks ago. Lightning claimed goaltender Pheonix Copley off of waivers. He had skated in 77 career NHL games. You can see him right there with an LA Kings jersey. The Tampa Bay Lightning have claimed Pheonix Copley off of waivers from the LA Kings. Vice President and GM Julien BriseBois announced today. We don't need to dive into all this because we can literally just take a look at the Elite Prospects page and have all of that information fed to us here. But Pheonix Copley, undrafted, Alaskan-born goaltender. He's born in the North Pole. That's crazy. 6'4", 201, and a guy who worked himself up from the NCAA to being an NHL backup and AHL tweener starting in 2015-16. Yeah, I didn't know that Pheonix Copley played games with the St. Louis Blues a decade ago, but he spent time in St. Louis, he spent time in Washington, 2 stints with Washington it looks like, before going over to the LA Kings and having a 37-game campaign in 22-23, posting up a .903 save percentage. Honestly, that's not bad. Like, for a guy who came out of nowhere and who was all of a sudden thrusted into playing half an NHL season, you could do a lot worse than a .903. This is pretty good, realistically speaking. But last year, Copley was mostly in the Ontario Reign's AHL system, .904 save percentage there, 42 games played. Then he had 1 game with the LA Kings, .833 save percentage, 1 game, before getting claimed by Tampa Bay on waivers. Now, he's getting traded back over to LA. And you might be wondering, where exactly is this coming from? What does the deal mean? Well, let's go over to this article posted by Brennan McLean on ProHockeyRumors.com that gives us the scoop here. The Kings brought in a familiar face to serve as the team's 3rd-string netminder. After losing him on the waiver wire a few weeks ago, the Kings announced they've traded for Copley from the Lightning for future considerations. Further, despite recalling him on an emergency basis only a few hours ago, the Kings also shared they've loaned Portillo back to their AHL affiliate. Assuming he can make it to LA before tomorrow night, Copley is expected to serve as the Kings' backup tomorrow against the Penguins behind Anton Forsberg. The reasoning behind the trade is simple. The team's editorialized content manager, Zach Dooley, reported earlier that Darcy Kuemper and Anze Kopitar are dealing with lower body injuries. While Kopitar has been deemed questionable, Kuemper has already been ruled out for tomorrow's contest. Copley's status as a veteran and familiarity with the organization likely played a big part in the Kings reacquiring him from the Lightning. Over the last 3 years, starting as a backup and transitioning into a 3rd-string role, Copley had managed a 28-7-5 record for the Kings with an .897 save percentage and .245 goals against. While playing for the AHL's Ontario Reign last season, the 33-year-old appeared in 42 games, earning a 24-17-1 record with a .904 save percentage and a .249 goals against. Although he was rostered on the Lightning to start the year, he had yet to appear in a game for them. Andrei Vasilevsky has gotten off to a disappointing start to the campaign, but the team relied on Jonas Johansson as the next man up instead. So, really not a big deal. Literally, it's just a nice little trivia fact that this guy was a King for a while and then he inevitably got claimed by Tampa. Things have been going on pretty weirdly around the NHL to start things out for the Kings. They're getting some offense from some guys, but the results aren't necessarily there, and they have to get goalies that they've had in the past, and Tampa Bay's giving them away for free. Pheonix Copley, it was claimed for free, so already there is a pretty nice connection there. I wonder what happens when Darcy Kuemper comes back. Do they decide to waive Pheonix Copley again? Do they just keep him up, and then if he gets waived again, does Tampa Bay get first dibs to claim him? If he goes back to Tampa Bay, this is going to be the same rinse and repeat story as that guy. Who was it? Was it Alex Barré-Boulet, who was going back and forth from Tampa and Seattle, I think it was? Let's go ahead and check that out. Alex Barré-Boulet. Could we see some similar things going on with Pheonix Copley here? Yeah, Tampa to Seattle, back over to Tampa, to Montreal, to Colorado, to the AHL. We saw similar things out of this guy a few years ago, so could Pheonix Copley go through some sort of a similar path? Especially if Andrei Vasilevsky continues to struggle for the Tampa Bay Lightning. It's if there's a goaltender available, if he gets waived, then maybe they decide to go out there and take a swing on him. Who really knows? But LA Kings fans, I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, how this season has been going for y'all. Darcy Kuemper, unfortunately, not off to a hot start so far this year. 0-2-1 in 3 games played, an .868 save percentage and a .335 goals against average. Even Anton Forsberg, an .857 save percentage and .466 goals against in the one win that he was able to put together this season. Kings have not been looking good on paper, even though Adrian Kempe and Quinton Byfield have been point-per-game plus. Anze Kopitar there, but he's also not going to be the healthiest at this time. So pretty rough stuff for the Kings. Who knows if Pheonix Copley can step in there and be the savior for the franchise? I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about this trade? If you're a fan of Pheonix Copley, let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button. If you didn't, the dislike button is down there for you as well. Tampa fans, what are you losing here with this goaltender heading over to LA? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sign on, and bye.